Hi there, this is Dr. John Whitcomb talking about the IvyGene test and helping you understand how do you know if you're cancer free. What's the IvyGene test? It's a test that can tell abnormal methylation on cancer genes because cancer genes turn out to be very reliable. They have abnormal patterns of methylation. Does that sound like I'm talking Greek? What's methylation? Simple. A methyl group is a little one carbon with 3 hydrogen group that is attached to your DNA. Your DNA is a long string of 4 different bases in different patterns that give you an alphabet that's giving the code for proteins. But your body reads DNA and knows what to do when it sees patterns of methylation along the surface of those bases. And so you have proteins that can go zipping down DNA and read those methylation patterns. Well, it turns out cancers have abnormal methylation patterns. And with the sophistication we have now of measuring DNA, we can measure abnormal methylation patterns, and there are characteristic patterns for different cancers. Isn't that nifty? Well, you can tell you have a cancer when it's 1 centimeter in size, right? Because a centimeter is something that your finger could feel, maybe that big. And so you can see that on a chest x-ray, or you can feel that on a breast exam or whatever. But can you feel half a centimeter? Generation 29? And I'd say a centimeter is about 1 billion cells, and 1 billion is 2 to the 30th power, which means 30 doublings. 30 doublings. Well, what happens? Generation 29 is 29 doublings. That's half a centimeter. Generation 28 is smaller, and you can't detect that anymore. How about generation 25? That's going to show up in just 2 or 3 years. How about generation 20? Would you like to know if you had cancer at generation 15? At that time, you have the opportunity to make lifestyle changes, and the earlier you catch a cancer, the more susceptible it is to lifestyle things like fast mimicking diet, or vitamin D, or extra exercise, or good sleep, or eating lots of vegetables, or an alkaline diet, on and on. And wouldn't you like to know if the cancer had gone away? In the original iteration of the Oncoblot test, where this first came from, green tea and chilies dramatically reduced cells way back in their early presentation, and you could show the Oncoblot test got negative. If I had a positive IvyGene test, that's the kind of thing I would be doing. So what will work for me? Well, I drink green tea every day. I'm taking L-theanine at bedtime. I'm taking melatonin. I'm taking vitamin D. I'm doing a lot of things that have potent cancer effects. And I'm using the IvyGene in my practice, and it's useful. You should think about it too. For a couple $100, you can detect ahead of time. This may be one of the most useful tests out there. Think of monitoring yourself using it. This is Dr. John Whitcomb talking about the IvyGene test to make sure you are free of cancer.